Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is Monday. Even though the weather was great today compared to what it's supposed to be tomorrow, there's still a few games that got canceled today because of the rain this morning.
Yeah. You know what didn't get canceled? The Tigers. How about them Tigers?
I thought you were going to mention this special episode didn't get canceled.
Oh, yeah. This episode surprisingly did not get canceled either. Filming a little bit later than we normally will, but we got it in.
Well, I don't have anything else to add to that.
All right. Peeling back the behind-the-scenes layers of the David Rice Show. We're filming this later, folks, than we normally do.
No. I was talking about our what episode this is.
That's right.
That's why we didn't get canceled.
We're one away from 70. This is episode 69. How about it?
Yeah, almost to 70.
Yeah, how about it?
How about it?
I can't believe we've done 69 episodes. Isn't that nuts?
69 episodes.
Yes. Like, I can't believe, like, from what we started, man, I went back and watched the first few episodes.
Oh, God.
Boy,
I haven't.
You know what's funny?
And I don't want to either.
Dude, hey, thanks for turning that on, by the way. We're off to a rousing start. But I looked at the first few. We had it positioned to where you were just looking dead into the camera. And it was, it looked like that. It wasn't a great look, everybody. It wasn't. But, hey,
Who says I still look bad now?
Hey, no. It's a lot better now. But, yeah, no, I'm happy to be 69 episodes in already.
Yep. That's it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm happy to be 69 episodes in.
Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. High school sports, some really good softball games on Friday. I went out to my alma mater.
Oh, you went out to Grass Lake?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Two good baseball games out there, but I went and covered softball. By the way, advice, wear pants.
Just in general? Like you're just saying in general you should wear pants?
No, the wind picked up a lot and I was wearing shorts. Because the temperature was still nice outside. Brought a jacket, of course, but I was my blue JTV one. But I'm like, all right, the sun's out, it's a little breezy, but I'll just wear shorts.
I haven't gone to shorts yet this year. I've kind of just been holding off until it gets
No, I don't
really
recommend doing that yet.
No. And today's still not quite there yet.
No, it was like 70-something on Friday. It was nice.
Yeah.
But then the wind picked up out there, and then the clouds covered for at least a couple hours.
Ooh.
The rest of the time I was there, and it sucked.
Yeah, I bet.
The weather sucked. The games didn't suck. The games were really good. Both games in the doubleheader, Grass Lake and Hanover, went to an extra inning, and they both ended on a walk-off.
Wow.
Grass Lake took game one, 3-2 walk-off. Game was tied at 2 in the bottom of the 8th. An error off a base hit scored 1 run. And then Hanover walked it off on the final play of the second game. So Grass Lake, 19-3 on the season, and Hanover, 18-3. And then the third of the 3 best teams in the area, Columbia, 17-1, and they're all in the same conference too.
Wow, killing it.
Yep. Baseball, Grass Lake, 15-1. Springport, 13-2. Lumen, 15-4. Columbia, 14-4. And then softball, just mentioned Grass Lake, 19-3. Hanover, 18. Columbia, 17-1, and Northwest after that at 11-4. So those are the top 4 baseball, softball teams in the area right now. And in girls soccer, Western is tied for first in their conference, the I-8, 4-0 conference record with Harper Creek. And in the Cascades, Manchester leads, 8-1 conference record. But Columbia is second at 9-1-1 overall. But Columbia's number 5 in the state right now for Division III, the highest ranking ever in school history to date.
All right. Good for them. That's sick.
Yeah, I'll have to get out there sometime.
Yeah.
Other work obligations lead me to not do that, unfortunately.
No. Well, hopefully sometime.
Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
There you go. Jackson College baseball, they wrapped up their regular season too on Saturday. They lost both games in the doubleheader at Macomb, 14-2 and 8-5. They finished the regular season 21-24.
See, it's because we weren't there. Still undefeated when we're covering them.
Well, the game we were supposed to do Thursday, they moved to Friday, and they split the doubleheader Friday. They won the first game, and then they lost 14-1 the second game.
Oof.
So we would have been partially still undefeated.
No, they would have won. They would have won if we were there.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Undefeated.
The cameras just...
Something about it. Something about when JTV covers you. I don't know what it is, but they're just something about it. They just can't lose.
Well, your scaffolding's still out there.
Is it just hanging out there?
Yeah, we saw it Saturday.
Oh, that's funny.
And Spring Arbor baseball fell in the first tournament game of the Crossroads League tourney. So Spring Arbor baseball, they finished their season at 27-24 on the year. So we'll be talking more JC baseball at the end of the show. They've got their summer baseball camp coming up in June, so I will tell you about that again. Plus, Jackson Public Schools has announced a new athletic director.
That's right.
So we will talk about that when we come back. Both Game 7s in the NBA over the weekend really weren't that good.
No, we'll have to talk about that we'll have to talk about that Game 6 with the Pistons because we haven't been on since Game 6 happened. So we'll have to talk about that just a little bit. Just mention it.
Greg Popovich.
That's right.
And also...
End of an era.
Yes. Second best coach in NBA history. And...
Steve Kerr, number 1. No, I'm joking. No, I know. Phil Jackson, I assume, is
the
your...
Zen Master, number 1.
That's right.
Hockey playoffs, double overtime in Game 7 last night. The Jets over the Blues.
Man.
I had that in multi-view with the
A lot of people had the Blues winning.
Also, I don't have this down, but I did want to mention right here, Byron Nelson in golf. Scotty Scheffler won it at minus 31. He shot 31 under. That is ridiculous.
Dominance.
Sharon Moore getting suspended. And Tigers dominated against the Angels over the weekend, and they will dominate even more against the Rockies.
The sad Rockies.
Tuesday night. Even Dan Dickerson couldn't beat around the bush.
Oh, Jason
about how
Benetti
bad
was talking
they were.
about it. Yeah, he was talking about that. They were pretty trash. Jason Benetti must have been doing something. I know we'll get into
Was
this,
it
but
Saturday?
He must have
wasn't on?
because he wasn't on Saturday, but then he was on yesterday for the wrap up of the series. So he must have been out doing something. I don't know what though. Because I got home and Dan Dickerson was on the call.
You know what it could have been? The I think the Dodgers played at home Saturday night baseball on Fox.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. Because I was doing stuff on Saturday, so it was very late on Saturday that I got in the car and I was driving, and I went onto the radio, and it was not Dan Dickerson, so I was very surprised, and then didn't know until I got to
who
the
that
TV.
Dude is. It feels
I don't know. He was pretty good though. It wasn't bad.
And I forget the color guy's name for the radio.
Cameron Maben.
No, it's not Cameron Maben. I thought it was Cameron.
Yeah,
Maben.
I don't know then.
No, I looked it up the other day, and I have it right here. Anyways, I will get back to that. And then after Tigers, JC hosting their baseball camp and girls basketball camp. So I will have that answer.
What? You'll have that answer
when we come back.
Oh, cool. And one more thing. I just want to mention that
okay.
I assume we can talk about this, but we're going to be doing one more baseball game.
Softball.
And it's softball. Yeah. Can we talk about that? Well, close enough. It's close enough. Can we talk about that? Or
that is confirmed.
Okay.
I can share the news. I will share some softball news.
Hey, there we go.
JTV's first ever live high school softball game.
Yes. So we got that. We got that coming up too.
Yep. We will get to that when we come back in today's show. So JPS new athletic director. We will tell you who it is after the break. Welcome back here on JTV. So I just looked up who that guy was.
Yeah.
It's not Cameron Maben. It's Bobby Scales.
Oh, Bobby Scales. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I was
Which
kinda,
makes sense.
Yeah, I was kind of
now.
half listening, so I didn't hear that that's who it is. But okay, interesting.
Yeah. And Andy Dirks also does radio.
Yep.
Too, but
Yep. I love Andy Dirks, by the way. I know we're getting a little sidetracked.
did you watch? I know. But did you watch any of the broadcasts yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Dude, how long were they talking about snacks and
It was
sunflower
good. It was
seeds
really
and
funny.
double bubble?
Yeah, it was funny.
It went on and on and on.
See, some people might not be the biggest fan of that, but I think
No, I like it. Trust me,
got
as an announcer.
Yeah,
but,
and you got to be able to have those fun moments, especially with baseball, man. With how many games are in a
Right.
season, it's like, come on.
yeah,
you
but
gotta
then there
have fun.
still comes a point where it's like, all right.
I don't know. I think it's funny. I think
No,
the
I
more
do
that it's
too.
like buddies on a couch watching the game, talking, or at the stadium talking, like I think that's part of it.
Yeah, that's why me and you should do a game together. It
I'm
would just
telling
be
you.
two dudes just
Hey, just
watching at home, just talking
yeah,
ball.
just two guys being dudes, you know.
Yep. So moving on from the no, it was it was 13-1 too. That's the thing.
Well,
So
and
it was
that's
a
too. You
blowout
gotta,
anyways.
and a good announcer is not based on those close 6-6 games where it's coming down to. It's a good announcer is like in those 13-1 games how you drive the broadcast. So I thought they did an awesome job, and we still have arguably the best announcer in all of baseball. So
the best.
yeah, I think the
And
guys
the
in
best-
San Fran are pretty good. Those
And
are
the
only
best
good.
radio announcer.
Easily, yeah.
Jackson Public Schools over the weekend and late last week announced a new athletic director, a 1991 graduate of Jackson High School, Chris Hoover. Coach Hoover brings 30 years plus of coaching and leadership experience in football, wrestling, and baseball, he said in a release to JPS social media. Quote, returning to JPS's personal form, I am honored to give back to the community that shaped me. So congratulations. New position for Coach Hoover leading the way as the new athletic director at Jackson Public
Good
Schools.
for him. I think that's good for all of JPS too. I'm excited to see what he brings to the table.
Yeah, it's no secret. So, we can mention it. How many positions had to be cut at JPS because of the budget, the deficit.
Oh, gotcha.
So moving things around. So
I'm still happy to see him in there, and hopefully he's got
Absolutely.
good things coming.
yes. His wife Kelly Hoover
Yes.
works for the city.
Yes, I figured when I heard that last name, I figured that must have been who it is. That's so cool.
And we look forward to working with Chris and
Yes.
JPS
Yes.
again, as always. So, NBA playoffs, both Game 7s were not really that good. The Warriors and the Nuggets both dominated. Game 1s Monday night, OKC in Denver, and classic Celtics Knicks at the TD
I
Garden.
do like that. Who do you have moving on now that you see
Boston.
the series? Yeah, Boston, then Cavs, Pacers. I
And the
assume you have
Cavs.
Cavs, and then Timberwolves.
But based on how the Pacers played yesterday, maybe it goes 6 or 7.
Yeah, well, and then Timberwolves, Warriors. What are you thinking there? Timberwolves are good.
Timberwolves.
Oh, do you? Okay, I'll take the Warriors, but it will be a 7-game series in my opinion.
For sure, 6 at least.
Yeah,
6.
and then I don't think the Thunder are going to have an easy road, but I think they still win that series against the Nuggets. But I don't think it's as easy as people might be expecting it.
Thunder, Timberwolves, Western Conference Finals.
Oh,
And then Cavs Celtics for the East.
I think how the NBA wants it, because I know you're big about what the NBA is going to do. I think the
Well,
NBA.
now how it'll really happen.
Well, I think what the NBA wants is they really want Thunder Warriors and they really want Cavs Celtics. That would be perfect for them. Now that they can't have the Lakers, that would be the next best thing.
Yes. The Thunder will get there just because they're the best team in the league.
Yeah, but and then that's part of the reason they want them in there. But I think definitely over Warriors Timberwolves, they definitely want the Warriors in there to kind of have that SGA versus Curry matchup. I think that'll be fun.
Yep. I don't disagree with that one bit.
I knew you wouldn't.
And then the Cavs, again, just because other than if OKC wasn't good, they'd be the best team in the league.
Yeah.
And then Celtics,
They were kind of destined to be in the at least the conference finals. So
Right. All Game 1 favorites, by the way, are betting favorites by at least, I wrote 7 on here, but it's 6.5.
Really, even Timberwolves Warriors.
Yeah, all the favorites are at least 6.5.
Wow, man, give me Warriors plus 7.5.
All right. In another NBA news, Greg Popovich officially stepping down as the Spurs head coach. He will continue to serve as the team's president of basketball operations. They had a press conference this morning. Interim head coach since Pop unofficially stepped down because of his health problems. Mitch Johnson officially introduced as the head coach this morning. Pop did not look good.
No, it's real sad.
I showed you the video.
Yeah, it's real sad. But hey, end of an era. I mean, that he's one of those last remaining coaches of my childhood that I remember watching. That was kind of the face of the franchise. Sure, that'd probably be another one. But I mean, I remember Pat Riley.
Yeah,
more as like the Heat coach, you know. But still, I mean, it's just like that's definitely an end of an era. I mean, those Spurs teams were so good. I mean, we should know we lost to them one of those years, but man, those Spurs teams are awesome with Manu and Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. Before that, David Robinson, the Admiral. They were good.
Yeah, Tim Duncan, Robinson.
I mean, young Kawhi Leonard. Eventually
super Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. Am I missing? Yeah, Tony Parker, Ginobili, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard.
I mean, we just named
other key players. Danny Green was on a lot of those teams.
I mean,
I'm just rattling off players.
But like, other than naming George Gervin, who's obviously way before, we just pretty much named their all-time team, and it's all under Pop. Probably the only other person that would be on that all-time team would be George Gervin at the forward. But that's it. So it's just like that team really can lend all their success to Greg Popovich there.
Yep. And he's the second best coach of all time behind the Zen Master, Phil Jackson.
I definitely think you can easily make that argument. Yeah.
And then, guess real quick, since we're talking about coaches, Phil Jackson 1, Greg Popovich 2.
Red
Auerbach 3.
And then do you go Pat Riley?
Then I go Pat Riley 4.
And then 5th, I guess, would be kind of open. But there's Mount Rushmore. But
fifth would be open to, I think, a mix between either.
Steve Kerr, when it's all said and done, especially if he gets a couple more championships, you're going to have to put him in that conversation. Maybe people might not want to, but I think you can.
Sure, he didn't coach NBA, but if you're talking about just best basketball coaches of all time.
But then that's tough because then Wooden would have to get in there, and there's a bunch of other college coaches that you're going to have to get in there. But Steve
Coach
Kerr,
K.
Well, yes.
Wooden.
Basketball coaches would be tough. But, I mean, Steve Kerr, with what he did with Golden State, I mean, especially, again, if they can win a few more championships with him at the helm, at least.
Oh, they're not winning anymore. I can tell you
I mean,
that.
they're in the Western Conference semifinals, man.
Well, they're not winning this year.
Yeah, but they could.
They're not beating OKC.
What could you imagine if they do? There's a lot of pundits that have them winning or at least getting to the NBA Finals.
I don't know why.
I mean, we might be laughing about this in a few weeks if they start looking pretty darn good.
I think the 5th would be open really quick here. I think to either Steve Kerr, Eric Spoelstra.
Ooh, I don't think Eric Spoelstra quite yet. Not that I don't like him. I like him, but I just
yeah, but who else are you going to put there? Larry Brown. No.
Oh, I love Larry Brown, but I
Larry
probably
Brown.
wouldn't put him there.
No, I'm kidding.
How about Chuck Daly?
Chuck Daly. Yep.
I think I mean, I loved his teams. A little biased, but I think that might be a good conversation to have sometime, is trying to bring a bunch of 5th ones to the table and see which 5th coach would be on that list. But at least with having 4, we do have a Mount Rushmore.
Oh, I've got a 5th. Bill Russell.
Yeah, but he was only coached for like a couple of years, right? Like, I don't think he was coaching for too long. But
he was a player coach when they won how many
ridiculous.
Championships in a row, and then he was also a coach in years after that.
Right, and I think he was only a coach for those, like, either the last season or because Red Auerbach was the coach for most of those, but I think he was maybe the coach for the last one or maybe the last 2 possibly. But
he won a couple, I think, as player coach. Plus, he coached after that, I believe, for another team. So
yeah. That I'm curious to see what maybe other people think would be that 5th coach, because I think those 4 are pretty locked down. So I'd be curious what other people might think.
But end of an era,
Yeah.
Coach Pop.
Yeah. And before we get done with NBA, just want to talk about, we haven't talked about the Pistons yet. Real sad finish, but boy, what a good season. I mean, Brunson, when I was driving around the Detroit area, and there is a billboard that says,
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, Brunson, you mother flipper, or something like that. It was funny, but yeah, boy, Brunson is good.
Fudge.
Yeah, something like that. Brunson is really good, but you have to look at how well we did. We went from one of the worst teams of all time in 1 year to this.
I would say it's second worst team of all time behind that Bobcats
oh
season.
boy, those Bobcats were bad.
Bad.
But yeah, man, Pistons had a great year. Looking forward to what they're able to do next season. So don't count us out. I think this season was kind of like what the Tiger season was last year, where I think one more year we're going to be a lot better, and we could be one of the top teams. Dare I say, one of the top teams next season?
Ooh,
dare I say?
Well,
if Cade plays MVP ball,
which he already is,
we get one more piece to add to our team. It's gonna be pretty deadly.
Well, Giannis will have a new team next year.
Really?
Not that Detroit's gonna.
No,
the money,
but I didn't know that his contract's up.
Well, that's, I would say, the number besides Kevin Durant. I think Giannis is like the next biggest, basically confirmed rumor that he's pretty much the window's done with him in Milwaukee.
I mean, he's top 2 best players in Milwaukee Bucks history. You know, they would hate to lose him, but I think I don't know.
But they're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, that's true. But I just, man, don't go to like a big market team. I just hate for him to go to make another super team again. Go to Boston or some ridiculous thing like that.
LeBron, Luka,
oh my gosh, that would be
and Giannis,
so crazy.
and Austin Reeves.
They wouldn't be able to, dude. You adding Reeves in there is just like, I like Austin Reeves, but just you can't add Reeves to those two guys. Those 3.
I had to add us white guys in there.
Oh man.
But no, and Kevin Durant will be on a new team as well.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be an interesting offseason.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Pistons are gonna either add anybody themselves, or if somebody is gonna want to come to Detroit to add to what they already have.
I think they'll be able to get somebody. I think somebody in the free agency.
Not anything A tier.
No, but B tier. You maybe get some good B tier players, I think.
Right, for sure. When we come back, hockey playoffs.
Edmonton's still in it. My pick. Me and
Yes,
Sir
they are.
Charles.
Yes, they are. And Sharon Moore suspended.
Yeah, what the heck?
I will tell you what happened when we
Okay.
come back here on. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency and Pataki Orthodontics. Hockey playoffs, 4-3, double overtime. What a game. Jets win it over the Blues. Conference semis begin Monday night with just one game tonight. Toronto and Florida Panthers.
It's going to be kind of a slower sports, pro sports day for us because no Tigers are playing. Pistons are already out.
A few high school games got canceled because the weather, even though it's sunny and only one NHL warm
game.
it is out.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening tomorrow here, I can tell you that, with
No.
high school.
No.
Nothing. Over an inch of rain. So, Sharon Moore, the big headline for
What
today.
happened?
Michigan football coach Sharon Moore is expected to be suspended for 2 games for the upcoming 2025 season. It was self-imposed sanctions by the university for the Connor Stallions scandal.
Oh, crying out loud. How many games did you say?
2.
Oh, well, one of
And
those
they
is
did
going to be a
self-
throwaway
and
game, I assume, right? One of those is going to be like against...
both of them are.
Okay, so we see it
Week
doesn't really
3
matter.
against Central Michigan.
Wait, so we got to pick which games?
It was self-imposed. That's why they did
Oh,
it.
that's hilarious.
That way,
Okay.
that way they just got themselves,
Yeah.
let themselves have the punishment instead of the NCAA putting down a big
That's
big
funny.
hammer.
That's funny. Okay.
And that's why people are
Upset?
kind of upset with this
Oh,
because,
shut up.
they just get to pick and choose, what games they get to be suspended
Yeah,
for.
sucks to suck, I
Mostly
guess.
Buckeyes.
Yeah.
It's week 3 against Central Michigan and week 4 against Nebraska. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Then we're looking pretty good.
Hey, I was gonna say that could be the one Michigan game all of us go to is the one against Central.
Hey, that would be interesting. Yeah.
Week 3.
Yeah.
It'd be a blowout.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Because last year we got our ass kicked by Texas.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a fun game to be at just because of the atmosphere and knowing how good Texas is going to be, but boy, did that suck.
Even though at the time it was like number 10 Michigan against number 3 Texas, you knew how bad our team was even then because you knew it wasn't going to be close.
Right.
He will also be barred from any team-related duties or activities during those 2 weeks and will receive additional recruiting penalties. And the NCAA still can punish Sharon Moore or Michigan in addition to this if they choose to. A final resolution is expected before the start of the season. So, week 1, Michigan hosts New Mexico. That's gonna be like 68-3.
Yeah, that's not going to be good.
With the great Bryce Underwood at quarterback, and that's gonna be ugly. And then week 2,
Week 2 is a big one.
at Oklahoma. Also, Sharon's alma mater is Oklahoma.
Hey, big game.
So Oklahoma's not good though. So
Well, yeah, but still, I mean, anytime you can beat an SEC school, that's a big
at
game.
an SEC
Yeah,
school,
that's a big game.
probably at a noon prime time.
Yeah, so I mean, come on, they'll get some eyes on us.
Yep. But that's what I've never heard of any other situation where, I mean, they've already gotten in trouble, but you're going to get in trouble more, so you just take it upon yourself and just choose what games or what you're going to miss out. I've never heard of anything else.
Dirty. I love it. Dirty. But I love it. I mean, if you're going to do it.
Yeah, but a resolution for this is going to happen before the start of the season by the NCAA. So he will probably be gone 4 more games.
Yeah.
But just like last year, 2 years ago now, Harbaugh got suspended twice in a year.
And look at who came in.
And they still won the national championship.
Yeah, undefeated.
Yep. So it don't matter.
That's right.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
We got Wink Martindale who'll step in as interim head coach.
Winky Martindale. All right.
Yeah.
Good old Winky.
Can't. What? Don't say that again.
Why?
It's going to be like 65-3, by the way, against
Good.
Central Michigan.
It'll be great.
Oh, it's going to be so bad. We'll leave at halftime. We'll go to Jimmy John's and Chelsea again.
There we go.
But then they're going to run out of bread. Just like last.
Jimmy John's and Chelsea ran out of bread one time. I don't know how that happens.
Yes. Quick story before we go to break, because now that we're already talking about it.
I got to go move my car. I'm about to get a ticket if I don't move my car in time. But go ahead. No, go ahead.
I'll pay the fine. I will pay your fine to the FCC.
He's going to pay my fine.
No.
You heard it.
That's because it'll only be $7 because it's the same.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, I'll take your $7.
I'm cheap.
I'll take your $7. So.
No, was it 2 years ago when we went to the Michigan
Yes,
game?
that would have been 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because last
2
year
years.
It was fine.
2 years ago, us two and Austin and Noah went to a Michigan game. On the way back after the game, we stopped at a fine establishment in Chelsea.
Jimby Jobs.
Yep, and the lights were on, but the door was locked. But there were people in there eating, and that's what I didn't get. But they had a sign on the door that said, "We're out of bread."
Well, it wasn't a sign on the door. It was Austin banging on the door, and then they were like, "We're out of bread," and he's like, "No." So then we went to a friend of the station's, Culver's, which was awesome. Culver's is always great, so that was not a downgrade.
Yes, absolutely. They're a great sponsor of ours.
Yeah, we love Culver's. Get a butter burger and some cheese curds is a good day.
And a concrete mixer.
And a concrete mixer and a Michigan win.
Yep, and wash it down with a Diet Coke after.
That's
all
right.
that.
That's right. Washing it down with a Diet
I
Coke.
did go to Culver's actually on Friday.
Did you?
I did.
What'd you get?
Um,
But this is just divulging into a food conversation. But
well, no,
what'd you
we're
get?
going to break after
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I
Trust,
need to move
trust.
my car.
No, I got the buffalo tenders.
Those are so good.
With the and they have that's one of the rare restaurants who actually has hot sauce like dipping. They have Frank's. Red
Oh,
Hot,
yeah,
which
that's-
I put Frank's on everything.
I do
by the
too.
way.
I love Frank's Red Hot. Mix that with some ranch as well.
See, I don't like ranch.
No.
Well, it depends.
Good ranch. Good ranch. You're okay with?
I'm not one of those weird people who dips their pizza in ranch or just.
I know a lot of people who do that. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Oh, come on.
But anyways, and then I got an order of the pretzel bites with cheese.
are good.
And I got a concrete mixer, and I put part of it in the freezer.
Nice.
And then after that, I washed it down with a Diet Coke.
Oh, washing it all down with a Diet Coke. I like it.
Type 2 coming up by age 30 for me. When we come back, Tigers 3-4 over the weekend against the Angels.
Heck yeah.
He's got to go move his car before I pay his ticket.
Please.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to Pataki Orthodontics, PatakiOrtho.com. Before we go, Tigers rolling over the weekend against the Angels in 3 out of 4.
Yeah. Before that, do you want to know if I got a ticket on my car?
Did you?
No, but there were like 4 other cars in that lot with tickets on their cars. So yeah, so I dodged a bullet. Probably next time through they would have gotten me. So just made it. But yeah, Tigers looking pretty darn good, aren't they?
Yep, and 3 games against an even worse team, the Rockies.
That's gonna be a fun
Tuesday night.
series.
Yep. Skubal pitching on Thursday in Game 3. So that it'll be a big win for the Tigers. And if you would have told me, I told you this earlier too, if you would have told me that in the WAR stat category that Javi Baez
I
would be
know.
leading the team,
It's crazy.
I would have told you you were an idiot.
Like Jason Benetti said, well, you would have said that anyways, but Jason Benetti said, like, who is this guy? And then he said, it's Javi Baez, the center fielder. That's who he is. I mean, he's completely different. I mean, and I love having him out there in center field. I think that's so sick. He
I
made
think
a
it's
good play out there.
Better for him than what was it?
He was
third
at short,
before- or
short. Yeah, which I think he could be third sometime. Maybe they put him in third a few times. But yeah, I mean, when you look at the standings, we are number 1 in the American League, in all of the American League right now. We are the best team in Major League Baseball in run
we've got the
differential.
standings up here
Yeah.
right now, and
Yeah.
they're only a couple games back of the whole league,
Yeah. So I mean,
the whole MLB.
I know. I think the Dodgers are the only team that's technically ahead of them in terms of wins, and it's only 2 extra wins.
And then I think the Padres.
I think they might be tied with the Padres, but in terms of wins, I think Padres have played 2 less games, so they have 2 less losses. But still, I mean, hey, I would not have been able to predict this, that we've been playing this well without Veerling, without Parker Meadows, without Jake Rogers past few weeks. Still got Jose Urquidy. He's still going to come up. We still got Alex Cobb, who's going to be coming up. I mean, our team is stacked, man.
Is that Ty Cobb's great?
I keep trying to tell myself that.
And before we go, a couple of camps I told you about last week on the show, but coming up in June at Jackson College. June 11th, 6 to 8 p.m., JC hosting a girls basketball camp inside the Fieldhouse. $50, 9th through 12th grade. Includes a T-shirt. Put that on a T-shirt.
Elevator Ernie, put it on a T-shirt.
Really, it's just a great opportunity to work with college coaches and players, everybody out at JC. And they have a great women's basketball program, too.
Yeah.
So, and they'll really learn about their program and basketball. Better your skills and your fundamentals at the JC girls basketball
And just
camp.
get some exercise. Just have some fun.
Yeah. So that's June 11th, and then June 23rd and 24th, 9 a.m. to noon, ages 6 through 13 for boys is the JC baseball camp, $85. And registration for both now open, JacksonCollegeJets.com. So subscribe to JTV Sports. A lot of cancellations. not happened yet, but for tomorrow, Tuesday, over an inch of rain expected just tomorrow and overnight.
Man.
So, and a few games canceled today, even though it's nice out today. Most likely just field conditions, draining issues with the rain that we got overnight and from yesterday.
sure.
So, subscribe to JTV Sports and check out our Center for Family Health daily scoreboard. I put a lot of work into that. Check it out.
Give the man his flowers.
That's right. And then I usually don't keep flowers, so I won't keep them. But
you'll at least you'll appreciate them.
yes. So thank you to Minuteman Sewer and Drain for helping us bring you high school sports too on JTV. Live softball next Wednesday, the 14th.
Oh yeah, that's
Lumen
right.
Christi.
Woohoo, Lumen Christi.
And they are playing against Coach Josh Burgett
Let's
and the
go.
Napoleon Pirates.
Friend of the show, friend of the station.
Yes. My A color commentator
That's
with
right.
me. So that's Adam. I'm David. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. We'll talk to you Wednesday.
Go Tigers.